Yeah.
Mm.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Third Wheel Podcast. I'm Caleb.
Shaps.
And we're here to entertain you for an hour minimum
Mhm.
or maximum. Preferably maximum, but
Yeah.
never ever minimum.
Never ever.
Which
minimum.
isn't true because sometimes we go over. I don't
Yeah.
know where I was going with that, but we're here.
Sure.
Chaps, you had some interesting topics for us today.
Yeah. So, real quick, just kind of to break the ice.
It's never quick.
Everyone loves our "Can you please pull forward" stories. Recently, I just went to McDonald's after our last episode talking about Big Macs and such. I was like, you know what? I haven't had one in a while. I ordered just a Big Mac. Just a Big Mac. Their signature item.
Pause. How much did it cost?
How much did it cost?
Do you remember?
I think it was like $6 or something. Like
Just the burger? Is that all you
yeah.
got? Oh, okay. I was kind of curious. You know, in California,
Right. Shout out.
that would have been a $3 hash brown, all sorts of bad stuff.
Right. No, I ordered it, and literally, like, without even looking away, the lady said, "Please pull forward." And I was like, wow. And then I noticed something else. They have little, like, they call it like the delivery zone or something, like 2 little cushy spots, almost like an experience
Yeah.
for you to pull forward and wait for your food. And I was, again, the only one in the line. So I'm like, I really don't know what the problem is. It wasn't even rush hour or like lunchtime. But like, again, I think that's just, they're selling it as the experience.
Mm.
You know, like just so there's more ease in the workplace, I guess. But like, I'm like, well, if they're gonna do that, they might as well like spruce it up more. Like, I don't know, hand sanitize stations or just like someone to come over and rub your feet. I don't know, like really go all the way with it if you're gonna make this like part of the experience. You know, like,
Yeah.
part of the drive-through.
Yeah.
So just saying, like, if you want ideas,
I had an interesting McDonald's experience not too long ago. So sometimes I work overnight at the hospital, you know, and the McDonald's are open till about 3 a.m., right? And so I go down there and I say, hey, I want something simple. I'm pretty sure I got a Big Mac because I was on a Big Mac craze. First time I ate a Big Mac was really, you know, it was delicious. I was like, I got to eat more. So I order and so they take forever. And this is something McDonald's will do, especially if you order in person. You'll order, they'll make your food, and then they'll set it to the side, and they forget to hand it to you. And it's just sitting there. I was like, I know that's mine.
right?
The number matches the giant number on the receipt. I can see it, and I'm sitting here like waiting, you know. And I, like maybe they're just handing him out in order. You know?
Right.
Like it's the guy who ordered in front of me didn't get his food yet. He gets his food, and then my order's just still sitting there. I was like, hello? And then so finally, she finally like realizes, what was your number? I'm still standing there. Everyone's gone. And I was like, number 7. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. And she grabs it and she drops it and all this fries spill out. She's like, I was like, ugh.
I think I went to a Chicken Express recently and like I ordered just like the fish combo, which I actually like their fish. No, it's good stuff. It's actually really good. You need to
I
try
don't
it.
believe you.
No, the catfish, it's really good.
They have catfish?
Yeah.
What country was this?
What country?
Yeah.
Here. No, it's really good. Generally, like it's actually really good fish.
I don't buy it.
It is.
The
believe me.
McCatch?
No, believe me, it's good. Anyway, I went there and like I drove up and I ordered just like, you know, like the fish combo, whatever. And then like I drive up and this teenage boy, he's like, so like that'll be $48. I'm like,
The heck it will.
I'm like, yeah, pardon. But the thing is though, actually I didn't hear him say that, so I didn't stop him. I paid for it because I didn't hear $48. I heard like something else.
You heard 480.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I got the receipt. I was like, whoa, that is not at all. And he's like, well, that's what you ordered. And I was like, no, it's not, sir. I looked at it. It was like basically like 4 family combos. I was like, this is not what I ordered. I only ordered like one of these. He's like, but that's what it says. I was like, I know what it says. I'm trying to be that. I was like, but it's not what I ordered. He's like, okay, okay. Okay. He leaves, comes back immediately 5 seconds later. What did you order again? I was like, right here, read it right here. I'm just like, I'm showing him like, this is what I ordered. He's like, okay. He leaves, comes back. So like the fish I was like, yes, that please. He leaves, he comes back. He's like, okay, well, you still have to pay for the next meal. We're going to make for you, but you'll get refunded the first one. I was like, what? So I just paid. I'm so hungry. I'm just so freaking hungry. I'm like, fine, take my money again. So he runs my card again. So it's like $60 at this point. And he's like, okay, what'd you order again? I was like, mother trucker.
Yeah.
And then like I pull up, had to pull forward. And he's like, it's gonna be 10 minutes to make the fish. I'm like, great. And then like he comes out again. He's like, here's your card back. I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's whatever, it's chill. It's just, made a mistake. It's cool. He's like, okay, cool. Cause like most people are not as chill as you. I was like, you're pushing it.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
I'm like, I get it, sir. He's like, cool. And I'm just like, well, good Lord, miscommunication. Just a few numbers off, I guess.
For some reason, with me especially, I'll place my order, they'll make my order and set it to the side and forget about it.
I don't like the idea of them being like, are you sure this is not what you ordered? No, I know what I ordered.
I'm pretty sure I know what I'm hungry for. Like, and how many people go to McDonald's for fish?
Right.
Wasn't
McDonald's. It was just, oh my gosh. Did I say McDonald's this entire time?
Yeah.
I meant Chicken Express. I said Chicken Express.
Oh.
I don't know if you caught that.
Okay. They do make fish.
Chicken Express.
They have catfish.
Not McDonald's, yes.
I was like, what McDonald's
No,
do you go to?
that's why you said McCatch. Okay, not McDonald's. My bad.
Yeah. I was like, hold on.
I thought I said Chicken Express, but yeah, no.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about McDonald's still, and I was like, so wait, you went to the one in Thailand?
That is heinous. That is absolutely heinous.
I would not. Well, okay. I might taste a McDonald's catfish.
Have you ever had the Whataburger from Whataburger?
When I was like 7.
Did you like it?
When I was 7. I'm pretty sure I tasted the tartar sauce more than I tasted the actual like fish. But I'm pretty sure it's rubber. There's no way that's a real fish sandwich.
Would you ever go to Long John Silver's? I've never been there.
I've been there a few times. I like Long John Silver's. Is it good? Probably not.
I don't know.
But I like it.
Okay.
Why is that so controversial? I
don't know. Some people are like, I've never tried it, but some people are like, no, that's literally it's not even food.
Yeah.
It's just like, again, it's rubber or recycled paper or something that they just deep fry.
I just don't get that criticism.
Really?
The fish is crispy. It's fried and oily. Like I like it.
Wow.
I remember when I was 22 years old, I had to argue with a guy who was 19. Me and him had to argue, and I had to take him over to Long John Silver's, and we ate it. And he still would not admit that it was good food. And I was like, am I the only person on planet Earth
well,
who
they're
likes Long John
somehow
Silver's?
still in business, so keep them alive, Caleb.
Whatever. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
I'll need to try it one day.
Yeah. Well, I think next time you and I go to a drive-thru, because we went together for the Red Whopper.
Oh yeah.
We need to just record that and somehow fit it into the episode. And
that was a good experience.
Yeah. Some videos that are doing really good. Whenever I played that arcade game, did you watch that one? I was playing Star Wars. Sorry. I was playing Star Wars Trilogy Arcade. Really good. And then another one that did really good that got like 5 subscribers off of was the casino. And I just accidentally won like 92 free spins on a max bet of $6, which is that in theory that's supposed to be a lot. I was sitting here like I'm about to walk out of here with like $6K,
right? And
it only ended up being like $700. I was like,
still good money.
I know, but that if you've gone and when I was in my prime gambling, that amount, if you got free spins, I would get like $1,000 or $2,000, and that was on like minimum bet. So when I got 92 spins, which is the most I've ever gotten on max bet of $6, I was sitting here like, oh man, I'm gonna have to sneak out of here, cash out, and leave. They're gonna have to tax it, But no, $700. I was like, oh, weak.
Pretty sure you still taxed on that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You do that, right?
Oh, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. I say, please take the tax out of this.
Actually, I want to give this all to you.
Yeah.
So another topic I wanted to talk about today was YouTube drama, specifically commentators.
Isn't that what we do?
No. So this would be someone who is like almost like YouTube drama commentators are essentially like people who are big enough to where they actually have like contact info from everyone, and they sort of like mediate between drama, or they just like inform. Like what's almost like TMZ, to the point where it's like they're profiting off of drama between other YouTubers essentially, without sometimes getting into drama themselves. So it's not like big anymore, like the drama community. Right now it's commentator community. So a lot of people who are blowing up, like Patrick CC, for instance,
I like him a lot.
Or
Turkey Tom.
Gamer from Mars. I like Turkey Tom. Gamer from Mars is also my favorite because he stays so impartial.
Yeah.
It's actually scary. But basically people who just overview, they analyze, but they do not ever give like their opinions. Drama commentators, they give their opinions essentially of like what needs to happen. They've called for people to be canceled before, so Drama Alert was the biggest one.
I was gonna say, so that's what
and
you're
then
talking
Leafy
about.
is here as another one.
Is Leafy still making videos? I thought he was done for good.
I think he kind of every once in a while will be. I know Keemstar basically is just done because I don't even know what he does anymore. Honestly, he tried to get into the wrestling field and that blew up in his face. So
see, he tries really hard to. I'm watching videos. Do you like Jamari? You ever watch Jamari?
Don't really watch him now.
Okay, I like him a lot. He's funny, and he was talking about Keemstar trying to stay relevant. So he's really publicizing his relationship with this girl like half his age. So like I think Keemstar's like 40 something.
Yeah.
He's
old. Tried to retire like multiple times, and he just keeps on coming back. I guess.
Right. I don't think he can step away from the limelight.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, granted,
I don't think he has anywhere else to go.
We're not famous, but like if we were, I couldn't walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can't do it. I got people have to watch me. I need attention, right?
Well,
I need this light on me at all times, right? But yeah, exactly. So don't turn it off. What are you doing? We're not done. But anyway. Someone like him, he can't walk away.
Yeah.
Same thing when Logan Paul's fat and ugly at some point in his 40s, 45. Like he's gonna have a hard time. He's gonna be doing all these midlife crisis stuff to stay relevant. So
we've got the money for it.
Yeah, Keemstar is trying to like he's publicizing his own relationship with his like girlfriend who's like 20, 21, something crazy ridiculous for a man of going in a midlife crisis, right?
Right.
And and then there was another thing where he joined what's that guy's name? The guy that ran with Andrew Tate, Aiden Ross.
Okay, Aiden Ross.
He was in Aiden Ross's stream and he was annoying everybody. So like Keemstar, like everyone was laughing at a joke, right? Except Keemstar, he didn't get it, but he laughed really hard to seem like he was following along with everybody, and he obnoxiously was like, like, and everyone's like looking at him like, what are you doing? Yeah, and everyone was like looking at him like, like, dude, stop.
Right.
You know, and then there was one point Aiden Ross looked at the camera and you could tell he was so annoyed. And then Keemstar like left. He like left super early, and then they finished the stream. It was really bad.
No,
you know?
So he's definitely falling. I mean, there was a time where he was on top, though. There was a time where like he could make and break your freaking career, and sometimes he did. Sometimes he did justfully. Sometimes he did it very unjustfully. Yeah. Where he had a particular like feud with someone, and he would just take complete advantage of like his power, his fandom. And there were times when he was a super big hypocrite. And he would just like ruin people. I remember the biggest feud was between him and H3H3, another drama commentator.
Yeah.
I think H3H3 still makes stuff, but Drama Alert really isn't really a thing anymore. It's really moved on to, again, like I said, the commentators. Mudahar is more of a reporter. He's not really a commentator, but like he still stays somewhat impartial. He doesn't try to make fights with anyone. I guess the only exception, but it wasn't even trying to make a fight, was when he went after Completionist. What even went after? He just like basically that was just him reporting. Like he was being a legitimate reporter at that point. People like Drama Alert and H3H3, they will just go after people and tell everyone how they're supposed to feel about this particular person. Like, no, you need to cancel this person. Like that's what it was at one time. Yeah, and everyone did it. And then there was like that animator, I forgot what his name was. That blew up with the drama community. He was really he made a big. Let me look at his name real quick.
Yeah,
I just want to be sure.
Well, like so Keemstar, do you remember when he got sued by Romeo Lacoste, the tattoo artist?
Yes.
Did you pay attention to that?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Romeo's up to. I mean, guys like him always bounce back anyway. So I'm sure he's actively tattooing and he's actively still preying on children. But so. I loved, and here's something that always fascinated me, was like lawsuits. So when a YouTuber sued a YouTuber, or when the copyright owner of something sued the person making a video on them.
Right.
So Keemstar got sued by Romeo, and Keemstar won, obviously, because there's free speech.
Yeah.
And Romeo was trying to sue Keemstar for stuff he did wrong. And because Keemstar reported it, he was trying to sue him for defamation. It was like, well, none of the stuff we talked about was true.
Right.
And you hopped on my show and made yourself look stupid. You know, it was just it was dumb. So, but think back to like the old H3H3 not before it was a podcast,
Yeah.
when they just did videos. Like, you remember when they got sued
Yeah.
by that pizza delivery guy who made like short films.
Right.
You know that I love that stuff. I love frivolous lawsuits.
Oh yeah, me too.
Are you a Jim Sterling fan? Do you ever see Jim Sterling?
The name sounds familiar.
Well, Jim Sterling got sued. I think actually, I think it's a she now. I think Jim Sterling's a she now. Sorry. You might have to do some editing on that.
Or just do pre-transformation.
Pre-transformation Jim Sterling got sued a long time ago for video game developers. Really just one developer, but the studio is called Digital Homicide, and Jim Sterling covered like one of his early games, and so then the developer got really petty, and then they added that Jim Sterling to their game, right? And Jim Sterling's like a heavier set individual, so they put like a fat zombie in there, and it looked just like him. So like they're mocking him. Well, Jim kept covering their stuff and all their shady stuff that they did. Turns out they made several video game companies to keep adding their stuff to Steam, and they were abusing Steam's policies. And then they sued Jim for highlighting it, and then they lost.
Wow.
And he chose not to countersue because it's expensive.
Yeah.
So, but it was it's interesting. Like, I love that stuff. So yeah, I'm a big drama follower, especially when it's between YouTubers.
And I was I was super into it, just the drama stuff. Like, I loved it. I craved it.
I still love it.
Still kind of doing it.
I still crave it.
But I do like it more or less destroying people now. And now I see who Drama Alert is and a Keemstar who he is, like, I like it just where it's more toned down now, where it's more of an overview of what's happening rather than just like someone getting into it. Like Great Andre, that's the YouTuber. He started off by doing just like commentary animations, but just like comedic animations that were like really simplistic, but they blew up overnight.
Yeah.
And then like out of nowhere, he just started attacking people, people going after him, and then he fought back, and he won. And then that gave him the taste for drama. And then he started going after people and then started like canceling people and exposing people. Again, this is like an animator, like a comedic animator who's just doing this. And then he teamed up with Keemstar and Leafy, and they went after people.
Oh, no.
And then people like Markiplier, like these bigger YouTubers, came out and were like, hey, we're making a movement essentially to cut out the drama. Like, there are YouTubers out there who are profiting from drama. And it's just hurting the community. And then Great A Under A fired back, and the Keemstar fired back, and Leafy fired back. Like, no, this is just they're attacking our like video format essentially. Like, it's not fair. It was a whole big fight. Great A Under A then like took a deal with someone, and then like backstabbed Keemstar, and Leafy did the same thing and backstabbed Keemstar, and they came out later and they basically said, yeah, we backstabbed because we were paid to, and it was just like it ate itself, essentially. It ate its own tail, and it just kind of collapsed on itself. And then like what drama is, drama YouTube is now, the ones that take it seriously, again, Patrick CC, Mudahar, Gamer from Mars, like, they're actually like a little bit more sophisticated. They're not getting involved. And then the only person who like gets involved with drama now is CoffeeZilla, I suppose. But again, he's just so smart and so well read. Like, it's kind of stupid to go after him for anything. So yeah, these exposers essentially like is what's popular right now.
You see, all those people you listed, I don't recognize the third name, but I know Leafy and Keemstar, but they were always so annoying.
Yeah,
they were always like just jerks to everybody, and then they were surprised when people backstabbed them. They were surprised, and people were surprised when they backstabbed people. It was like, I don't understand. Like, I don't like that type of drama because it's like, and honestly, I think most of it's fake. I don't even think all of it's like real. Like, and maybe maybe they did get paid to publicly backstab Keemstar.
I mean, the Fuzi stuff wasn't fake.
Right.
That was unfortunately really real. But
can you explain that one then? I'm kind of curious.
Fuzi too.
Yeah.
Like when he went insane. Essentially, I forgot what he.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I forget what he did like previously, but essentially like after that documentary came out about Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Keemstar made a documentary. Just so happens to make a documentary about FuziTube. And then, like, there's a famous clip of, like, FuziTube basically accusing Keemstar of making him want to end himself. And then that's when people were like, oh, my God, Keemstar, that's what you do to everyone. But FuziTube was just insane, and he is insane. He's gone, to therapists and stuff and psychiatrists, like, that man just needs to stop being on the internet, and people keep enabling him and pushing him to be on the internet, like Keemstar. They keep on
Yeah.
pushing him to be a part of this, even though that's like the last thing he needs.
FouseyTube is the guy that called the police on himself and he was in the hotel room.
Yeah. And then
I actually think he's schizophrenic.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's around people who
Yeah.
keep on pushing him
Yeah.
and enabling him. And I think he was also the one who went to the airport and took advantage of that girl who was like who just escaped.
And that's where
Trafficking,
where I really I never had respect to him to begin with, but I
Right.
was like, he makes me sick.
No, exactly. Like he needs to be like
Yeah.
locked up somewhere.
He
like,
needs
legitimately.
yeah. And like, I don't know, I'm sure he didn't like make anybody do anything against their will, but he still paid somebody to sleep with him.
Well, she was also drunk at the time.
Yeah, and she was drunk. And
So
yeah,
like very much it could have actually been against her will. And she just
And-
escaped that world. So yeah,
right.
it was against her will.
I was angry with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy needs to just get
right.
Yeah.
Now,
I-
in those
and I agree.
times, Keemstar is useful because he exposed it immediately and then
Yeah.
he went like after him and everyone knew about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's still like he just, again, that was Keemstar, I think, trying to be relevant again.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That was his big
Right.
a way of getting back in.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was a while back actually. So
Yeah,
I
that
don't really
was a
know
while
what they're
ago.
up to right now. Again, Keemstar, he tried getting in the wrestling field. He tried going in business with FouseyTube, I think.
Yeah.
Or not FouseyTube, Boogie.
Yeah.
He tried going in business with Boogie.
Oh man,
Oh
these
my
old
gosh.
YouTube man. It's just like how
They
far
don't
is
know where
everyone
to
is
go.
falling.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, good for you, Matt Pat, for moving on. Good for you, Markiplier, for like stretching out, like making movies and stuff. Like these YouTubers who had only one shtick and they don't know where to go after all the money's gone.
Right.
Like it's crazy. We should
Well,
talk about Boogie one day
I
if we
say
haven't
what-
already.
Well, let me. I want to ask a question about him though. Why is he? I know there's a documentary I should have watched. It was like,
I watched
it's,
that
It's
one.
like 3 hours.
I watched it. It was good.
Yeah. Why is Boogie struggling?
Oh, you don't know why?
Not
so
really.
again, there was a time where he was making
Yeah.
oogles of money.
Yeah.
So much freaking money. And he actually was like, he presented himself very, very well.
Yeah.
It was after he shot the gun. The famous video, the cringy video of him shooting the gun in the air, basically, that got him arrested.
Oh, I didn't even know that happened.
So basically I don't know if it was a stalker, but just someone like doxed him and then he went to his house and he was like harassing Boogie. So he pulled out his gun and he fired in the air as a warning shot, quote unquote.
Can't do that.
Can't do that. Exactly.
You don't know where
And-
that warning shot's gonna go, man.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like, there's no
Yeah.
law to protect against warning shots, essentially. So he went to jail for that, and after that, he still had a lot of money at that point. He started wasting all of his money on women.
I got that.
He like literally all his money.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you watch the documentary, he's so vulnerable about like, and it's so very well done. But this kind of new guy, he hasn't done a whole lot of work before. This documentary guy. He is surviving now alone by selling Magic Gathering cards and like assets in his house. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a job, doesn't know how to work anywhere in the world. Like even McDonald's can't even get a job anywhere. Legitimately has no job, only makes money by selling stuff, and he barely makes rent.
Well, here's
And,
the
like,
thing: is
not
it
rent, but yeah, mortgage.
can't or won't get a job?
That's the thing. So basically, what they did was they did a mock
Saw that.
setup. Yeah. And you saw that how cringy it was. And basically, he just didn't want to.
He just doesn't want to.
He doesn't
is
want to
what it
work.
is.
And he kept on going back to YouTube. And the reason he agreed to this whole YouTube thing was because he thought that was going to be his way of getting back into the field. And it kind of worked for a little bit. He did get a little surge. I don't think it's enough to sustain him. And then, like, out of nowhere, like hours in the documentary, they bring up that he has like this girlfriend who's just like infatuated. But I
Mhm.
think it's really sad because she clearly has a lot of self-worth issues.
Yeah.
And she thinks like this is the best situation
Yeah.
for herself. I don't know if she's still with him after the documentary, but yeah, I'm just like, what the
like,
crap?
Because like she had to have watched it and look like I look pathetic. Like this is what I
Someone that
chose.
she does everything for him, like
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
for him, and she's like, yes, like this
See,
is what I want.
I didn't watch the documentary because I was like, I can only watch so long of someone choosing to be pathetic.
Yeah,
And don't get me wrong, like there was a time when I was Boogie.
right.
Now, very much smaller scale. I didn't have millions of dollars I was wasting on women, you know. And I mean, he hired prostitutes. I never done that.
Right.
Right. So like that's a whole nother thing. He has a full on like sex addiction.
Right.
I've never struggled with that, but there was a time where I just wallowed around in my own pity, you know, and it's like, and it was gross. I'm like, oh, I'm fat. I'll never amount to anything besides this loser prison guard job.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I used to be that type of person. And so I can level with you on that, but that was when I was like 20, 21, 22.
Yeah, he's in his 40s, I think.
Yeah.
And he has like this 19, 20-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then what was it? He also like has a bunch of health issues, and he just keeps
Right.
on saying over and over again, "I'm going to die like next
Yeah,
week. That's just
yeah.
going to happen."
And he's
So,
and he's
so
fine.
that's his excuse of like not caring.
Yeah.
Is that he's going to die next week. He's not going to live, and he's fine. Yeah, like it's insanity. But like the fact that again, he was one of the biggest, one of the
Yeah.
originals, OGs, one of the biggest YouTubers. Presented himself very, very well. You know, like everyone had respect for Boogie until just all this stuff came down. And
Yeah.
then,
I think his divorce really sent him
Yeah.
down a spiral. But so here's another thing though. But why is he struggling on YouTube? That's what I don't get. Is he just still wasting his money? Like, how come his YouTube videos aren't doing good and
I
keeping
mean,
him
people
afloat?
just lost respect for him after all this went down,
But he's,
especially with the prostitutes and everything. Like
he should still be able to make enough money though to live.
he's making barely, but the only reason he's getting enough, like his views are not anywhere near what they were.
right.
Like they're in like, I don't know, he may get like 30,000 views in some videos, and that is
Mm.
not enough.
No, definitely not.
He's not. I don't think he's getting sponsorships anymore either.
Say we're
so-
getting 4K views now, somewhat
Yeah.
per like once a week or twice a week, and we're not making money.
He got it, and then like I think he tried to do this wrestling thing, like he
Mm.
lost, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be my big resurgence." He lost the wrestling. It was like between two big guys, and then he tried.
Boxing.
Hmm?
Are you talking about boxing?
Oh, it was boxing
When he
that's right.
fought Wings of Redemption.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He thought that was gonna be a big resurgence. Then he teamed up with Keemstar over something, and then like he went back on Keemstar, and Keemstar basically blew up at him. And that's one of the famous videos. He was like, "You better get down on your knees. Make a video of you getting down on your knees and begging for my forgiveness." And he made a video of himself getting down on his knees, no respect at all, begging forgiveness from Keemstar. I'm just like,
That is
what
pathetic.
is this person?
I am so sorry
was-
that I had to hear it.
If you watch the original video, like the older videos, you would not get this person at
Right,
all.
right.
Completely different person. Everyone loved Boogie. Everyone loved him. He was a sweetheart, nicest guy on YouTube, but gosh darn, take away that money.
I saw clips of him on H3H3's podcast at one
Yeah.
point, and I remember I was like, huh, I don't think he fell off, but I remember just being like, okay, he's not super relevant anymore. I remember that.
You want to guess how many subscribers he has now?
Is it over 1 million?
Yeah. It's still like a good amount.
I was gonna say like he should be doing okay. He'd have to downsize his house.
Yeah.
He'd be better off moving into like an apartment.
His latest video, he uploads pretty much daily. His
Yeah.
latest video made 6,000 views.
That's pretty low,
And he has 4 million subscribers, or 3.99, which is like,
right?
that math doesn't add up, does it?
No, but he's still getting ads. I'm sure.
Yeah. I just don't think it's not enough. Like,
It's not.
you
it's
need
not.
to get at least
Like 100K.
100,000 views
Yeah.
to make anything.
Right.
A video, because that's just like there's so many YouTubers out there right now.
Well, let me look this up too. Huh.
Mhm.
Sometimes videos take a bit to gain traction.
Yeah,
Let's see here, because sometimes we'll get 2 views and then like overnight we'll hit 4K. So maybe he
Right.
does better later. Let's scroll down a bit here.
Mm.
It's gonna get worse. Power of the internet. 3 weeks ago, 22K. My response to Tipster, 28K. Gamergate 2 is officialed. 22K. Boogie keeps losing subs. 39K. So like over time, he's getting some better views.
This one that he puts on his homepage
Yeah.
8 months ago, only 173. That's like the one that he promoted the most. Not enough. It's just not.
Yeah.
To survive, essentially, like especially not.
Not in the house he's like, because he probably spent all his money on a stupid mansion, right? Like
He
he's-
downsized, but yeah.
he needs to move into an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And if he really wants to, now we're switching gears to like, how can we save Boogie's channel?
We got you, man.
Yeah, no, he really needs to sell everything and live in an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And what he should do, he should buy an apartment and then
Yeah.
just live off of that. And if he still wants to hire women to do whatever, he can do that. They won't be California 10s.
Right.
They'll
Well,
be
I mean, like,
Arkansas 7s.
His girlfriend seems like she's still with him. At least 6 months ago, she was.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff he can do, but I think one thing the documentary highlighted was his unwillingness to do anything.
Yeah.
He just won't. He won't.
He
doesn't wanna
purposely
fix anything.
sabotaged his mock interview just
That
because
was, he's sitting here like, I don't have any skill. That's why I can't watch that interview. I mean,
Right.
sorry, that documentary.
No, it's good.
It's
man.
like 3 hours of him. Oh, I'm fat. I want a job, but like I don't have any skills, and like like everyone wants to give him chances, and he drops the ball every time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and he knows this, and I think this is what he's playing into. Nobody respects someone who gets all these handouts and like chooses to drop the ball every time.
Yeah.
Nobody respects the guy that like gets handed everything on a silver platter, but still just will not get their life together.
Yeah.
Like they get handed all these opportunities and chances, and like you just don't. Like nobody care. Like no one respects you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to help you anymore. Like I don't know.
Well, the thing is, he has friends. He
Yeah.
has people close to him,
Absolutely.
and he still says he's nothing. Like he actually has so much to be thankful for. He has a girlfriend that loves him.
4 million
does
subs.
does everything. 4 million subs, does everything for him.
Yeah.
He has friends around him. Like he still has a house.
Yeah.
And he still says he has nothing. He's
Right.
lost everything. He has literally nothing. He goes to like play Magic the Gathering, leading tournaments, and like he has to
Yeah.
spend money on that. It's like $100 or something every time. It's like every night or something. He's like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Like this, I need this. In my life.
Yeah.
Like it's just, dude, freaking, you actually have something still.
Yeah.
You actually have something. Like quit YouTube. Like legitimately, just
Well, he can't quit because if he's barely making ends meet,
he
like,
needs to get a job, and he can.
Where?
He's fully capable. He's fully capable of doing something.
he's not gonna. If he does work at McDonald's, which I encourage him to do. Do you watch Caleb Hammer at all? The audit guy. He likes to sit people down and talk their finances.
Oh,
and a lot
no.
of people just won't work at McDonald's, but they complain about not having a job.
Right.
Even if he did suck it up and go work at McDonald's, like he's not gonna.
They're starting at 20 an hour.
Yeah, you're right. He's not gonna be able. He's still not gonna be able to afford anything.
No, what I'm saying is though, you need to work your butt off. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you need to like put on 2 jobs. Then you can afford a place if you put in
Yeah.
2 jobs or whatever. Like you just need to. So stop saying you have nothing. But I'm like, YouTube isn't doing anything because it's contributing to the cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's keeping him afloat, but it's only contributing to the cycle that's never going to end.
I'd say it's not keeping him afloat because he's selling all his assets, and
True.
he's just delaying the inevitable of where he's going to be homeless.
Right.
See if she
even-
sticks around with you if you're living in a box.
That's what she said. She's like, "Oh, no matter what." I'm like, "Where'd you find this woman?
Yeah.
This poor girl who's
Yeah.
like 19 years old or 20 years old or something like that. Barely has her life figured out. She just has like a home wrecked life essentially. She's like, no matter what, and he even asked her in the interview. He's like, if we're homeless, yes, I'll stay with you if we're homeless. I'm just like,
No, she won't.
what the crap? I don't know. Maybe she honestly, if you watch the interview, she gives off that vibe that she's like kind of not okay.
Boogie, when she's 25, she's going to find confidence in herself, and then she will
Honestly.
leave you.
Yeah.
You're a loser. Like, you don't work.
Right.
You have all these subs that you don't do anything
There's a
with.
video of her like mowing the lawn for him. She's like, it just makes me happy. As long as he doesn't leave me, that's all that matters. Word.
She's going to grow out of that.
Right.
Unless he's drugging her up. if he's like giving her heroin or something like that, she'd stick around.
I don't know if
right?
he can afford heroin.
Exactly. So like it's not gonna happen. She's gonna get her confidence and leave him.
Right.
She's 19. She thinks she has no confidence. She'll be fine.
Right.
I'm sure you've talked to plenty of women, especially at church, and they're like, oh gosh, I'm gonna be single forever, and they're like 19. Like, shut up.
Or they stay with these really like atrocious guys,
Yeah.
for no reason.
And those don't last either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a maturity thing.
It's a maturity thing. She's just immature. She'll grow out of it.
Yeah.
As soon as someone makes a pass at her at the grocery store, like someone good looking who has a job, he's like the one scanning their groceries, and he's like, he's working, and he winked at me. Oh, she's gonna leave him so quick.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, YouTuber drama. Let's get back to it. Drama
Sure.
and commentary channels.
All right. So
Yeah.
who are your go-tos when it comes to like drama / commentary? Your number one.
It used to be H3 before they went political.
Oh.
Now, are we hypocrites because we just talked about inflation last week? 2 weeks ago. No, because we don't do it that much. We just like, hey, $20 in California per hour is really stupid, and I want to talk about it.
And it wasn't a Democrat versus
No.
Republican thing.
A lot of the comments were, but we
Right.
weren't. We were fine,
Mhm.
right? So, but H3, they're so
Yeah, they're way
leftist,
gone.
socialist. Like, I
Mhm.
don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like talking politics with people. Like,
Right.
whenever I listen to that show, it's like I'm sitting there at the family gathering and they're arguing over the turkey over something dumb.
Even like Patrick CC, now he stays impartial sometimes, but like sometimes he'll let his political views bleed in, and that's why I don't like. That's why when I don't like is when he lets his political views kind of bleed in a little bit. Doesn't do it a whole
Yeah.
lot, so I can still watch it. But I'm just
Right.
like, that takes me out of it, dude.
Mhm.
Like, if I'm going to watch you doing a commentary, I want you just give me the information. I don't want to really hear your views on it. If I wanted that, like, yeah, I'd be watching you for that. But I'm watching you for what everyone's watching you for, just for the information, just for the commentary.
I like the idea of Turkey Tom.
Yeah, I only watched one of his videos recently.
Yeah.
It was the video. What did I even watch?
Was it the Danny Phantom?
Yes, the Danny Phantom one.
Unaliver? Yeah.
Yep.
So I had to sit down and force myself to watch it because, like, he's not a bad commentator.
Mhm.
He doesn't make bad videos, or they're good. It's just they're so long. Like, I don't have 3 hours
very
to
long.
watch this guy.
No, I put them on the background. I don't
Yeah,
like watch
right.
it intentionally, but
Yeah, when I'm running errands, I turn them on.
I think he did I don't even think he has that many subscribers comparatively, but he did really good.
No, he does.
It's good information.
Yeah.
They're
just really long.
it's very long.
I don't have that kind of time or attention span, to be honest with you. I don't.
But
I can't
he
sit there for
picked the
3 hours.
subject
Yeah.
that makes you want to watch the whole thing. He
Yeah.
picked, so I was like, I
He
gotta
does.
know what happens. I
Yeah.
gotta know where it goes. So
I mean, when he did Cool Cat, the
Mhm.
guy that makes Cool Cat saves the kids. Have you know who he is?
no.
The Derek Savage, the worst children's director.
Oh yeah.
Watch that one. That's a good one. Yeah, I knew about Derek Savage since like 2016 when I Hate Everything did a video on Cool Cat Saves the Kids.
Right.
Then I followed the drama. Like, he started copyright claiming people's work, but then and then he kept biting the hands that were feeding him. So YMS made him famous by covering his movie.
Yeah.
And then he turned on YMS, and now everyone hates him, and now nobody wants to help him. Nobody wants to fund his stuff. He's done several GoFundMes and pocketed the money and not done anything. Never released the project he said he was going to make. So yeah, good video. Just like, that's the only one I could sit through and watch and pay attention to through to completion.
Some people
I was so
some
passionate.
people like it.
I
And
was so
also,
passionate about the subject matter.
some people like, those long videos. I really don't mind because I'm usually doing something else. So
Yeah.
like, it's good to have if I'm doing something on the computer for 4 hours, might as well have something going,
Yeah.
learning something while I'm doing it, even though it's not actually like important. It's still like, it makes me, think critically, which is always good. And then some people will chapter it up. Like, okay, I'll watch a bit of this video right now and then, segment it for later. But no, I really am just digging like this new wave of commentary
Yeah.
YouTubers.
Isn't that, and that you'd say that's new, right?
Yes, very much so. Just the idea. Well, I would say like it's bigger than classic drama YouTubers now. Because again, these guys aren't going after anyone; they're just reporting on the subject. They don't. The less they put in about their own opinions, the better. Because they're not trying to be in the limelight; they're just again reporting what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's what Gamer from Mars. I really recommend watching him. He is the most like
Impartial
and just like well read. Just like, these are the facts. He will never ever say someone is obviously wrong or someone's obviously right. And that's the stuff I can get on, because then you make the decision essentially.
Yeah.
I forget, either he did or Patrick CC made a video about that Olympic swimmer recently who like lost everything because of a misunderstanding with Brazil, the Brazilian government.
Goodness.
Oh my gosh, I wish I knew these people's names, but essentially he was like an Olympic runner for the Brazil Olympics. And the night before, he was being a stupid American, or not before, like during the Olympics, he got drunk with his friends and he went to like a bar or something and didn't vandalize the bathroom. He was just like being a jerk regularly.
Yeah.
And I think what they did, they stole like a sign or something, but that's the most of their crimes. Well, they got held up by security, not police, mind you, but security.
Yeah.
And he was like super drunk at the time. And the security actually held the guns, they got out of the cars and held the guns, and they're like, get down on the ground.
Yeah.
So he thought in his head, he was like, these are cops. And essentially, I think they got arrested. They did get arrested. Then the next day, he got out of jail. And then someone, as soon as the story got out, the only reason that the story got out was because a reporter for, I think it was CNN or Fox, it was Fox News, was on a bus with his mom at the time. And she was like, oh my gosh, verbally, she's like, oh my gosh, my son just got arrested. Who's your son? Oh, he's this famous Olympic swimmer. What? And then they immediately like hounded can we get the story? We need the story. So Fox News reported, and they found him on the beach the next day. They're like, what happened? He's like, well, the cops held a gun against my head. They're basically saying, they arrested me, they said I did all these things I didn't do. And then that blew up media, though. That actually was more famous than the actual Olympics themselves, worldwide. And the Brazilian government got mad because they made them look bad. So what the Brazilian government did, and this is factual, they actually lied and said he did way more than he actually did.
Mm.
They said he vandalized the bathroom. They said he was like basically starting fights, and then reporters went in later and they couldn't find any signs of vandalism or anything. So the
Right.
Brazilian government lied. He also, quote unquote, lied, but he was heavily drunk at the time.
Yeah.
And he actually came back and said, hey, I exaggerated the situation. I understand that. I was scared and I was drunk at the time. Well, people, for whatever reason, didn't forgive this guy probably because he was a rich American being a rich American. So people just wanted to make an example of him.
Yeah, he was Logan Pauling in Brazil.
Exactly. They took away his career, his ability to compete,
Yeah.
essentially for like a year. And they just people, like just regular people went after him over and over and over and over again. He lost his house. He lost basically everything. I don't think he lost his family, but like just like crazy. And people were like, like sending him threats. He was on his only chance of redemption or like getting out of that. He went on Dancing with the Stars.
Ooh.
And I don't know how Dancing with the Stars work. I assumed it was just taped and it was like a recorded a studio audience that was handpicked. But actually, protesters went on the show and they started protesting and booing and then like mooning the camera because he was on there on the show, like in the show.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't even know that this was happening.
No.
And then again, he just never got back. What he was saying. Now what he does, very respectable. He's like a swimming tutor.
Yeah.
He teaches kids to swim. I'm like, that's really good. But I'm
Right.
like, good Lord, dude, like.
That's gonna be the highlight of his life now.
Exactly. It's so unfortunate. And so Patrick CC reported on that, but he never said, like this guy's bad or evil or anything. Like he made a mistake. Like he was really stupid, he was in the moment. And he just never got forgiven for it.
Right.
And here's the thing, a lot of people were ignoring the fact that the Brazilian government was super corrupt and they just wanted to make an example out of him.
Yeah.
By lying, but no one ever held them responsible. It was just the dumb white guy, essentially.
Yeah. So I guess your original question was like drama. Are you talking about in general, like drama's out and commentaries in?
Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at.
So how do you explain channels like Down the Rabbit Hole? Because that's been around forever.
Mhm.
That's all. Have you seen them?
No.
They did a really long video on Wings of Redemption.
Okay.
Have you seen that one? It's like an hour-long documentary.
I probably have. I usually go
Yeah.
on rabbit trails.
Right, and that's Down the Rabbit Hole. It's the same type of style. But
Gotcha.
they've been around forever. So I wouldn't say commentaries.
I didn't say
Yeah.
it was like if I will rephrase. I don't mean to say that it's a new concept.
Sure.
More like I think
It's
old
popular.
style drama is out and this commentary is
Yeah.
in. Like people, I don't know if they're ever sick of the drama per se, but they're more inclined to not be a part of the drama. Because when you think, if you follow people like H3H3 and Drama Alert, you're a part of the drama because you're supporting a side essentially.
Right.
With these commentators, they're just informative, and I think that's what people attach
Yeah.
to.
Well, the drama's still doing a thing because it just depends on who you are. So Keemstar, he wants to keep the drama going, but nobody cares anymore.
Right.
He's old. He's an old man. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. He's sad to look at. I look at him and I almost want to finally shed a tear. I didn't even shed a tear over my own father going to prison. But I look at Keemstar and I actually kind of want to tear up a bit because he looks sad.
Right.
Right. But you still got younger people like Logan Paul, Jake Paul. That's how they thrive still. They still thrive
Yeah.
off the drama. Logan Paul thrives off the drama so much where he's about to join wrestling, like professional wrestling, so he can be dramatic on stage with people.
Which is
you know what I mean?
perfect for him.
Yeah,
But
and I agree that he's
but-
gonna die there.
I bet you anything people were more inclined to watch like CoffeeZilla's fight with him rather than just
Right.
like his regular drama spiel.
Yeah.
I think that's why it blew up is because like CoffeeZilla went after him and basically
Yeah.
said like, hey, you're scamming people. And he's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not scamming people. Even his fans were like, no, we're not being scammed. Please take off our money. It's like, it's toxic, man. But not everyone, like, I don't think there's as many like Logan Paul supporters anymore because of that. Jake Paul.
There's
When
plenty
was
of
the last
Logan
time
Paul supporters.
Jake Paul did something that's relevant?
He's about to fight Mike Tyson.
Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul at AT&T Stadium, right down the street from my house.
Oh, that's right. I did
Yeah.
hear about that.
Yep.
Okay.
Now there's an interesting dynamic going on. So Logan Paul's jealous of his fight with Mike Tyson. He's getting attention. So he went on his podcast like, yeah, they reached out to me, and I said no, and then they went to Jake, and then Jake accepted, and then
That's not what happened.
but then Jake hopped on. He's like, actually, I was the one reaching out to famous fighters, and
Right.
Mike Tyson said yes first.
Mhm.
So he's like, I don't know why Logan's lying, and it's because Logan can't share the spotlight.
I wouldn't say that was
You know.
drama. He just wants to fight someone.
Oh, it's drama.
What does he have against Mike Tyson?
No. Between Logan and Jake.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, Mike Tyson's awesome. He's hopping
Yeah.
on he's doing shorts, which is what we're doing. Hey.
Mm.
But he's on shorts and he's like training, he's like, punching the bag, and he's going real
That
fast.
poor white boy is just
I don't know. Mike Tyson's pretty old, but
dude,
You know-
even I've seen those training videos, even at his age, one punch, you're dead. Like legitimately
yeah,
just
but that's assuming it's not staged.
yeah,
because
probably.
Floyd Mayweather should have knocked out. Did he fight Jake or Logan? I can't remember.
Mayweather, it was Logan.
Mayweather should have knocked out
Oh,
Logan,
yeah.
but no, it's staged. It's not gonna be what we're
Well,
thinking.
Mayweather also isn't a hard hitter. He basically tires out his opponent by with a war of attrition essentially.
Yeah.
But he's also just a professional boxer.
exactly.
So yeah, he should have won
Oh, he
faster.
destroyed Logan. So Logan's bread and butter is going to be all this wrestling stuff.
Right.
I think one thing Logan's struggling with is finding a project that actually keeps him like on his toes.
Prime, I guess.
Because he's at the top of everything essentially, and him joining wrestling is like really big for that industry as well. So and he's gone on and said like, this is the hardest thing I've
When was
ever
the
had
last
to
time
do.
he ever made a diss track though?
I don't know.
See that I
That was a
remember
while
that
ago.
was remember when that was a thing where everyone
do.
was making a diss track.
Rice
Everyone was
Gum?
a rapper. Yep. And there was
But they're not cool anymore.
who's KSI's brother? Was it
Low SI? I don't know.
Reggie?
CSI?
No.
I
My
don't
gosh, are
know.
you kidding me? Deji. Deji was his brother, and he went after Logan, but he also went after freaking. He went after KSI's editor, and then like they made diss tracks over each other, and his editor actually was pretty decent. But then that's that's when KSI and Deji clashed essentially, brother against brother, because Deji craved that drama, that spotlight, that attention, because he really
Yeah.
was a loser, like didn't have anything going for him.
Yeah.
So
I don't think drama is gone. It's
no,
there.
I think it's evolved though.
It just has it has new faces to
I
it.
think people are more individualistic thinking, like they want to all have their own individual opinions about subjects. I don't think they want
Well,
to go to people for opinions anymore.
I'd say we are, but we're old.
Mhm.
But back in the day, the new generation of kids, they watch the drama stuff between
Yeah.
the Paul brothers, KSI, and all them. That's still a thing.
So maybe that is it.
Yeah.
Maybe because you're right. Maybe I mean, like a younger kid, like
Yeah.
a 14, 15-year-old kid
Yeah.
isn't going to watch freaking Patrick CC
Yeah.
or Mudahar or anyone
No.
like that. They're going to watch.
But we are, because
Yeah, yeah.
we've moved on from drama.
True.
And I think that's why Keemstar is struggling right now, is
Right.
because like we grew up
Mhm.
and he's still trying to appeal to that fan base, but that fan base isn't young anymore to where
Yeah.
they like that stuff. We've evolved and he hasn't. His content hasn't. If we ever got famous, we'd have the same issue at some point.
Right.
All the big guys, with the exception of people like PewDiePie, his style always appealed to kids.
Mhm.
PewDiePie actually has a thing for like he has content for everybody, I'd
Oh,
say.
yeah.
So no matter what he does, like when he hops on with Cinnamon Toast Ken and they review TLC 90
Yeah.
Day Fiance,
Oh, those are good.
I love those. And that's
He's like, and here's the thing: he's soft retired basically. Like,
Yeah.
He's retired. Like he only makes videos because he wants to.
yeah.
He has all the money in the world. He like all the views. Like he can post a video, it's gonna make millions and millions of views. Doesn't
Yeah.
have to try.
If he could post 5 videos saying I'm not making another video again, and he'd make
Right.
so much money off of them,
Right.
because he appeals to everybody.
Yeah.
People like Keemstar, he appeals to a certain demographic. It's almost like he has to go viral again,
Yeah.
and get famous with that younger generation. Then he can go back to Drama Alert.
Mhm.
But all the people that used to watch him grew up, and they're not interested in that anymore. So
Yeah. Dude, do you
um,
remember freaking PewDiePie versus T Series?
yes,
That was.
I wasn't there when it was going on, but I watched it in hindsight. And I
Okay,
got to see
gotcha.
the interesting.
Yeah, I remember being a part of it. I remember
Yeah.
being a
You s-
wide-eyed young buck who was like,
Right.
PewDiePie over T Series. And I was telling all my friends, I was like, you gotta support PewDiePie. You gotta support PewDiePie. And then like someone died over it, I think. And then PewDiePie was like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Like T Series wins, whatever, But like it was really cool and really fun at the time. But then people took it too far.
How
Obviously.
did somebody die off of it?
I think literally they got into a fight or something like that, and it was like someone said subscribe to PewDiePie when doing it. It was something weird like that.
It was just something. Somebody went off the walls.
Someone went off the
crazy on
walls, and
it.
then like people started blaming PewDiePie. I was like, okay, we're done. Like
Yeah.
you took it too far, like always, But it was fun for a while, definitely. It was kind of fun to see, quote unquote, the little guy go after like the big corporations, essentially. And then they made diss tracks over it. And I was like, this is a banger, like this is gonna be awesome. And then they ended up losing because
Yeah.
PewDiePie basically pulled out. But then like after that, he even said himself like after that he was like that's gonna be like the last big thing he does. And then like he made that Coco Melon diss track, and then that got taken off YouTube immediately. He's like, okay, I'm done. Like he's like,
Where they get taken off?
because basically there's a lot of swearing in the videos and there's children, but he even said himself like I had the parents' permission, and also there's
Yeah.
2 different tracks we did, one with swearing, one without swearing. And I didn't swear in front of the kids, and they're like, "No, YouTube was like,
Yeah.
you swore in front of the kids."
Yeah.
YouTube just hated PewDiePie ever since.
They've always hated him.
hated
Yeah,
PewDiePie.
there was a headline where he was wearing Nazi stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something that like the news outlets went crazy with.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, YouTube just hates PewDiePie.
Cannot say.
'Cause,
He's
like-
not brand friendly because
No.
he's too much of a loose cannon. He's too
Right.
much. He's going to do his own thing,
Right.
and no one can stop him
Right.
because like he has that much of a
'Cause-
strong
yeah,
fan base.
Yeah. And I support him.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
absolutely.
you know, they took the Nazi thing out of context.
Right.
I mean, but so many people love him.
Mhm.
You know, he represents like a part of your like either childhood or early like teenage years or
Right.
young adult, whatever. Like he represents like that old YouTube, and he
Mhm.
never had the big controversy that. I mean, he had a couple, but
Right.
he never had the one that like people lost respect for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He always bounced back.
He never had. Yeah, there were a couple of things that knocked him down a peg, but like we're talking a tiny peg.
Right.
Like instead of like one peg off of a 3-legged stand, where if he knocked a peg off and it was shorter on one end, he just knocked 2 more off
Right.
and then fixed it. You know, so
Yeah. I will say I don't think he ever he was like he obviously has grown up a lot.
yeah,
I don't think he ever like gained traction from benefiting off of someone else, like going after someone else.
Yeah.
Like he's been the center of a lot of drama, and people have betrayed him. I don't think he's ever
Yeah.
really done the same to other
Yeah.
people. He's always been like respectful in that sense.
another good commentary channel is Sunny V2.
Mm.
I love him a lot because he just picks one story. It's a nice 20-minute video, and it's very interesting. He does his research. You ever watch him, Sunny
No.
V2?
I'll
Really?
have to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does. There's this real short. He'll pick one person. He the one that I started watching his videos on was he picked apart one of Logan Paul's old co-hosts on the podcast. So do you know the Bobby Lee hopped on his podcast one time and pissed off his co-host George?
Yeah.
and George
What did he
stopped off.
say again? What did he basically do? I forget what it was.
We should watch the video after, but
Yeah.
basically he just made a joke. He made a joke about so Bobby Lee said something that pissed him off. So then he was being very George. He started being what's the word? Passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And Bobby Lee being Bobby Lee, he picked up on that he was insecure about some of the stuff he said. So he just started ripping on him the whole
That's
show.
awesome.
And then George just like got up and left. But Sunny V2 did a video on that and how it affected the podcast after and how it eventually led to him getting fired
Wow.
because of that one joke. And the video was titled "How Bobby Lee Made One Joke and Ruined a Whole Podcast," and that's what happened. Like
Yeah.
it was funny, you know. So it was just like so it was an interesting study.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really really cool. I'm with you. I think as you and I have grown, we switched from drama, which can be fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of the times it's like I'm watching two
It's
kids.
juvenile.
I'm watching 2 kids fight each other. I'm just not that interested.
Right.
But commentary, someone who wants to come in after the fact and analyze the
Hey,
situation.
remember? It's almost like watching something on the History Channel. Like,
Yeah.
remember this really horrible war that happened that not a lot of people know about? It's like, yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's revisiting something that, oh my gosh, I was involved with that. Like I remember that happening and
Yeah.
being involved, like and always reading up on it. And then with the looking at it, with hindsight, it's always
Yeah.
cool because it shows you how far you've come, how far they've come, how
Yeah.
things have changed. I remember when TanaCon exploded, like that was like one of the last big things that Drama Alert covered. With the whole documentary that what's his name made. Shane Dawson. Shane
Yeah.
Dawson made a documentary off that because everyone was making a documentary at the time.
Yeah.
And then after that, after the TanaCon thing, which we had to talk about that one day. Oh my gosh.
I'd have to do my research into that. I don't know that much
it's
about it.
such a good story.
Yeah.
Basically, Tana Mojo is like, I don't like how YouTube decides who gets the awards for like the YouTube Con or whatever it's called. I'm gonna make my own conference, and it's gonna be the whole theme was F you YouTube. There was even like T-shirts about it, basically F you YouTube. And she went with this company that was very inexperienced, to my knowledge. to set up the event, the venue, and she basically like charged buttloads of money for everyone to come, but like the venue was too small. There wasn't enough seating, so a bunch of people essentially day one had to stay outside, get like heat stroke and stuff because it was super hot. They didn't really offer water or anything. And it was overcrowded. Essentially, the cops had to be called. It was overcrowded, and people were like trampled. It was terrible, terrible,
Yeah.
terrible. And she was like, "I just don't know what happened. Like, I really just wanted to, like, gosh darn, stop yelling at me." And Shane Dawson was basically made the documentary basically like, "Yeah, you knew what you were doing, and basically she knew how many seats the venue held, and she oversold on
Yeah.
purpose to make
Yeah.
more money."
Mhm.
And she admits it like on the documentary. So it was like.
But Shane Dawson got in trouble too, right?
He got in trouble.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
that's the thing. Like, it's going to come back right back.
I don't like any of these people.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. Oh, I will say though, I watch the channel Abba and Preach. They do drama a lot all the time, and it's mainly because they have their show and they just say whatever they want, and people have a problem with it. So H3 is the one that keeps picking fights with them.
Yeah.
And then they end up winning every time because they do their research and they're well spoken and all that kind of stuff. But I watch them a lot. Anytime they do drama with somebody, and it's not even because they're doing anything. They're not trying to get someone to fight them,
Right.
you know. So
Now,
I don't know.
one day,
but I love it.
we have to, it's going to be a whole episode by itself. We have to jump into the Game Grumps JonTron / Oni Plays drama. Because
We talked about that a while ago.
Yeah,
just
but
never
we
went
didn't
into
go
it.
like in super
No,
in
we
depth
didn't.
with it. No,
No, we didn't.
We need to eventually
Yeah,
plan for that.
I'm curious because you know more about that than I do. You might have to send me the resources so I can
Oh, yeah,
start
yeah.
doing some research on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it also works better when you describe it to me, and I'm like, "What?"
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, yeah. I mean, you know how like JonTron's a fascinating character because
Right.
like he's been involved in a lot of drama and like somehow he's always bounced back and he's just always going to make millions of views with every
Yeah.
video he makes.
and he's funny.
He's
It's not
funny
like it's
too. He's never
undeserved.
yeah, exactly. Like he's really funny, really smart. He
Yeah.
just knows to stay in his lane now
Yeah.
because he tried getting into politics at one point and
Oh,
then he
no.
got
Don't
yeah.
Don't tell me he ran for mayor of New York.
No, he basically like he went super off the deep end, like made a lot of like hard leaning right comments online that didn't really make sense. Even people who supported him were like, "Oh, that doesn't really make sense." And then like he did this like the really dumb thing where, you know who Destiny is?
No.
He's a left wing commentator essentially. He'll like
My favorite.
yeah. He's actually pretty decent because he's respectful to a point.
That's good.
But like he will debate people, like that's
Yeah.
his whole thing. He actually debated Ben Shapiro recently, which was a really good one, actually. And like they both had mutual respect for each other. It was really fun. Well, JonTron or Destiny was like, "Okay, you're saying all these outlandish things. JonTron, how about you come on my show?" And JonTron's like, "Yeah, of course. I have all the information. I have all the, like this research and stuff." And like he just got ripped to shreds by Destiny. And he eventually was like, "Yeah,
I'm way out of my league.
he made a video. He was like, I'm not doing this ever again." He's
Yeah.
like, and even once, and every once in a while, he'll make a comment on Twitter or something or X or whatever. That'll piss people off. But more often than not, people just forgive and forget, and just watch his videos,
Yeah.
which is what he's best at.
Was JonTron trying to go like hardcore Republican or independent? What was he trying to do?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't even say that. He just made a lot of race-related comments,
Oh.
like
I felt the same way.
generalizing.
I felt the same way when Kanye came out as Christian Republican and he tried to he tried to debate a guy on TMZ.
Kanye.
Yeah,
Kanye feels
West.
like Kanye's like fake Christian to me.
I
in my
know,
opinion.
but he tried to when he ran for president. But
Yeah.
then he also tried to be this hardcore Republican Trump supporter.
Remember when the famous video of him shaking hands with Trump? I'm just like, this is so weird.
Yeah, but he got destroyed by people
Oh,
that
yeah.
actually know what they're talking about because Kanye is an idiot.
Right.
He's also low key crazy.
Right.
I think he has the same problem that what's the guy we just talked about? Who's like schizophrenic?
Fuzzy.
Yeah, I think he might have like a mild version of that too.
Oh, yeah. No, exact same thing. Like,
Yeah.
even Ben Shapiro said basically, I was like, people need to stop giving this guy attention. I'm doing a disservice by giving him attention right now.
Right.
Stop giving
Right.
Kanye attention.
Yeah,
This is a man, when he went on that show with the Gimp suit, he's like, this is a man breaking down,
yeah,
mentally breaking down.
Yes.
And people are just taking everything he says literally,
Mhm.
seriously,
Yep.
and giving him more attention. Like, stop doing it,
Right.
which is not going to happen because
No, it's Kanye, and I mean, his music's really good.
Right.
I can't lie to you. Like, I can't lie. I've worshipped to Jesus as King, and I've also, and then I started listening to his other stuff too, and I like it. I like it a lot. Like,
his
I like.
music's good, and then like
Yeah.
I can't help it, but he's hilarious. So
I don't watch that stuff. It's so sad to watch.
it's very sad.
As soon as he ran for president, I knew him and Kim Kardashian were gonna break up. I was like, oh no.
I love how right before that happened, he was like, "Me and Kim Kardashian have opposing views, but we respect each other and we know each other's views, and we're no."
As soon as he announced he's running for president, I was like, they're getting divorced.
As soon as he walked down that red carpet with Candace Owens with the White Lives or All Lives Matter jackets, I'm like, oh my god,
It's
dude.
over. It's over. You done did it, Kanye. All right. We're out of time. We're at the hour
Alright.
mark. We got a lot of
Fantastic.
stuff to do today. So, guys, thanks for hopping on. I hope you enjoyed this discussion on Drama Alert and drama in general and how we've all grown and switched to better sophisticated channels like commentary.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Shaps, for coming in this week like you do
man.
every week. I'm excited for the future, and we'll see y'all here pretty soon. Let's see. I don't think I'm getting married in the next. By the time this episode airs, we'll be pretty close to my wedding.
Yeah.
So, cool. I'm excited. I may be a different person next time we shoot. Not really,
Are
but
you gonna
maybe.
go off the deep end and spend all
Yeah.
your money on.
Yeah, and just start. I don't know. Next episode, we have Kanye West joining us.
So tell us again.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.